Hey guys, I'm Caleb Giddings with Taurus USA, and we're going to kind of hit on a controversial topic today, and that's whether or not a 22 long rifle pistol is contextually appropriate for self defense. Now, obviously, everyone should be carrying the most powerful, most capacious handguns that we can possibly get, right? You should all have a Taurus GX4 carry that holds 15 rounds of 9 mil and have a good red dot on it and all of these other things. We all recognize that 9 millimeter service caliber pistols are a more optimal choice for personal protection for a number of reasons. But what if they're not? What about a circumstance where a 9 mil isn't the right answer? It could be a situation of a physical limitation on the part of the shooter where they cannot get around to managing the recoil of a 9 mil. There's other contextual reasons where that may not be optimal. And then there's some unique advantages to 22 caliber pistols. My Taurus TX22 compact is roughly the same size as my GX4 carry, yet fully loaded, it weighs less. That means it's easier for me to conceal, it's easier for me to carry for long periods of the time, and if we're being honest in the real world, people are more likely to carry a lighter gun than they are a heavier gun. What's another advantage to a 22? Well, you can get a lot of rounds in one of them. The new TX22 Toro holds 22 rounds in this magazine. Now, would this magazine be my first choice for concealed carry? Absolutely not. It is very big and would likely print. But in a home defense gun? Absolutely. And you can't look me dead in the eye and tell me that any home invader is just going to walk through 22 rounds of 22 long rifle coming their way, which brings me to the next possible advantage of a 22 as a home defense gun. And that is they are tremendously easy to shoot well. There's a joke, sort of a ha ha phrase in the self defense community that a hit with a 22 beats a miss with a 45 ACP. And while there's a haha element to that, there is an element of truth to that as well. If I can have the most powerful handgun in the world, 44 Magnum, and if I'm launching bullets all over the place, they're not doing anything to incapacitate a threat. If I have a 22 and that's all I have, and I can get that gun to run reliably, and thanks to aftermarket accessories like an optic or even a compensator, I can line this up, put a dot on a bad guy, and simply rip 15 or 16 rounds without the gun moving very much, that's effective. That's fight stopping. There's a ton of reasons that you might want to do something like this. There are a couple of firearms instructors who believe that you should carry the pistol that gives you the most opportunity to make a fight stopping hit. Instead of carrying a pistol that happens to be the most powerful or have the most capacity, carry the gun that's the easiest for you to shoot so that you can actually get that hit that you need to stop the fight. In that case, it might be a 22 long rifle. Now that I've given you a case for why you could carry a 22 long rifle for self defense, let me give you two reasons why you shouldn't. And you can then make the decision yourself. The first is reliability. The Taurus TX22 family of 22 pistols are the most reliable 22s on the market. No questions asked. They will still malfunction from time to time simply because 22 long rifle ammo is inherently less reliable than centerfire ammunition. I have had thousands of rounds through this TX22, and then at a match, I had a malfunction. Very bad timing for that, but it would be even worse timing if I was betting on this TX22 compact to defend my life, and I had a malfunction in the middle of a fight. So, again, the Taurus TX22 series of pistols are the most reliable 22s on the market, but they still malfunction just because they're 22s. The other reason that I might not want to carry a 22 is terminal ballistics. Let's face it, the terminal ballistics of a 22 can leave something to be desired. Does the round technically penetrate deep enough to meet the FBI's penetration standards for handguns? Yes. However, very, very little hole. And I know that I understand how terminal ballistics work. I understand that penetration is the most important thing. And for a round to be effective, it needs to penetrate deep enough to reach vital structures. I get that. But I also want it to make a bigger hole than a 22. And that's just me. That's my choice. In a perfect world, I would probably carry a 44 Magnum, but I don't. I carry a 38 instead because slightly bigger hole, still easier to shoot than a 22. Still, the 38's a bigger hole than the 22, easier to shoot than the 44. It's a nice hybrid of those things, in my opinion. But don't let that discourage you because there are a ton of good things to recommend about carrying a 22. If you get it reliable, if your ammo selection is good so that the gun runs, and you have to test that. You have to take your mags and you have to test them and you have to shoot them and you have to find out which gun your ammo likes, or which ammo your gun likes, I should say, because 22s are finicky, right? This gun likes federal rounds. It does not like CCI mini mags. I don't know why. This gun likes CCI mini mags. It doesn't like the federal rounds that this gun likes. 22s, man, they be like that. For lack of a better way of explaining it, 22s just tend to develop preferences. But once you find one that your gun likes and runs reliably, then you just stick with it. You just buy that one and that's all you ever feed it, and that will solve most of your reliability issues. So if you can get it and get it to be reliable, then the 22 does kind of look attractive because again, it's very, very easy to shoot. Shooting a 22 makes me feel like I'm shooting on easy mode again. It makes me feel like I am fast and everything's easy and it's just wonderful. And it makes me understand why people would recommend it for personal protection, because my ability to park 6 rounds on target really, really quickly with this TX22 compact is always going to be faster with that gun than it would be with a 9mm of similar size. This past year, I shot my TX22 competition SCR at Bianchi Cup, as I mentioned, and it felt like easy mode. I handily beat all of my personal records on the stages at Bianchi Cup with this gun just because it's so much easier to shoot. And that really is the number one reason why I can think of to carry a 22. While I'm not fully bought into it, lots of people have. There are good arguments for carrying a 22 and good reasons why someone might want to carry them. For me, the best reason to carry a 22 is that it makes it as easy as possible to get fight stopping hits. The guns are just easier to shoot, and they always will be. With the Taurus TX22, the guns are also built like carry guns with polymer frames. They're striker fired, so you could reasonably carry one of these. I could throw a TLR1 on this and put it in a Filster floodlight holster and just go about with it as my carry gun. I'm not there yet on carrying a 22. I know lots of people are, and I think that's great for them. I hope that this video has given you some information on carrying a 22, on whether or not it's a good idea for you. If it is, check out the Taurus TX22 line of pistols. To me, they are the best options if you're going to carry a 22 long rifle for self-defense.